Hey guys, this was so senseless. I needed to cover this because it really disturbed me. Anytime you leave to go from where you live with your family to enjoy yourself on a vacation and something senseless happened, like it did with this 17-year-old who was pum by another guy that was relatively a couple of years older than this young man from Maryland that was 17 years old, who later on that the gunman, turned himself in. However, to have an argument on vacation, a place where we don't have those things, we're trying to enjoy ourselves. Enjoy the experience, especially for the 17-year-old. Allegedly, they're saying that he intervened and broke up an altercation. And the guy came back, young guy came back, that is a PR, aka Puerto Rican native, and three of the alleged family members, one being the 17-year-old who he was unalived, and his stepfather and another family member was injured. It's very senseless that these things are happening, and it happens more often on these sort of vacations.
Known by many as Trey, was on vacation in Puerto Rico with his family when he was gunned down on the beach in the Isla Verde resort area. Two family members were also shot in what authorities are calling a targeted shooting.
Now, I get PR is been said to be a really poor country. A lot of the natives there, are struggling. I don't know what the beef was about. I probably will do you know, um a video after this video explaining what was the reason, what was a motive for this man to feel as though he had to go get a and take and unalive this 17-year-old who was just shy of being a senior in high school. So he had his whole life ahead of him.
Tommy lived in Olney and was a rising 12th grader at Blake High School. The principal said in a letter, although he was fairly new to the school community, he had developed strong relationships with many students and staff in such a short period of time. His smile was contagious.
He was so excited about it, and he won't see his first day as a senior.
The alleged gunman, Carlos Anibal Rosado Martinez, also shot two other family members, police say, following an argument on July 1st. The 23-year-old is facing murder, attempted murder, and gun charges. Tommy's father said his son is unfairly being made out to be the villain by some on the island.
He was not labeled or known to be a troubled kid, and for him to be on vacation with his family, also somewhere that we all relate to as a safe place, on vacation with your family, away from the drama. How was it possible for this to take place, that this young man's life was ended so soon after it just began? And then for you to hear his father speaking about how the natives of PR trying to portray it as in that the 17-year-old was a trouble and basically came over to their land and caused the chaos. And I guess what are you justifying the fact that this guy from the island went and got a and took matters into his own hands? Like, that's the way you solve things? Like, does he take the weight for anything? Well, obviously he's taking the weight. They took him into custody. I don't know how the laws are in PR, Puerto Rico. They could be stricter, they could be more lenient. We don't know. We have to stay tuned. But it is, in fact, indeed, a very terrible crime that was committed on that vacation. And it's so sad that the father speaks about this island like he never wants to see this place again, even though, or hear about it, even though it wasn't him that was there. The stepfather was with his son. um he just can't believe that, and I can't believe that this would happen on something that's supposed to be a fun time, vacation. And what I did like about this whole report about this young man, even though we're not going to see the greatness that will come from him ever again because he has been unalived. He just started a school where he wasn't relatively there too long and known, but the present that he brought to the school in a short period of time is making it really hard and heartfelt that this happened to happen to him um, on his vacation. It's a really tragic situation. He's a young man just starting his life, and what it appears to be is that it wasn't even his altercation. He was trying to diffuse an altercation, and that's how he ended up getting hurt in the process of all this. And that's a very unfortunate situation. I hope justice is definitely served for this young man. I hope they don't brush it under the rug soon as they leave the land of PR and act as though they're not going to deal with this issue, because definitely this is an issue when a life is being taken for something senseless. So I'm going to definitely keep you guys posted on what's going to happen to this native PR gentleman who took into his own hands and unalived one, which was a 17-year-old, and then injured two other family members. And I will definitely get back with you guys with that information as soon as it comes available to me.
It's a senior.
The alleged gunman, Carlos Anibal Rosado Martinez, also shot two other family members, police say, following an argument on July 1st. The 23-year-old is facing murder, attempted murder, and gun charges. Tommy's father said his son is unfairly being made out to be the villain by some on the island.
My boy was an innocent kid with not a single violent bone in his body. He had never been in a physical fight a day in his life. And he lost his life, and it's being said that he was being violent. Makes no sense.
His dad says the argument involved another family member and that it was over when the shooter grabbed a gun.
My son had actually stopped the situation from happening. He then walked back to the beach and was in the water with his stepfather when the guy came running back up shooting at them.
Tommy was the third tourist killed in Puerto Rico in the last 2 months. His dad is concerned efforts to protect the tourist economy is affecting public opinion in the case.
What it is happening is it's being spent as if the tourist was an aggressor in the situation, and that's not the case at all.
Tommy's dad flew to the island after he got the call. He's there trying to get answers and get his son's body back home.
I just want to get my babies home and in a safe place. And I just never want to see this place ever again.